Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I'm here today with a Victober kind of response video. Katie at Books and Things, one of the hosts and maybe the founder of Victober, which happens during the month of October, where we read Victorian literature and celebrate Victorian literature. And this year is the 10th anniversary, and there is just a ton of great Victober content out there. So really, really cool stuff. Katie made 2 videos this last week of 70 must-read Victorian literature books. And I have to say that initially I thought, I'll do pretty well on this list, right? I'll be all right. and I know, I also just really, really want to stress, Katie's list is not meant to be, is not meant to make anyone feel bad. That's not her intention at all. It was meant to be fun. And also, if you're new to Victorian literature, one of the things that often happens to me is I go, oh, I forgot that was written in the Victorian period. I forgot that's technically a Victorian novel, I was rather dismayed when I realized I've only read 18 of the 70 books on Katie's list. I will link to Katie's 2 videos down below so that you can check out the list. But at the same time, again, this is all in good fun. And also I think it's just a reminder of oh yeah, you know what, I've wanted to read that. There were definitely things on her list that I'm oh yeah, I should read that, or I should check that out, or whatever. So I took notes while I was listening to both videos and of things that I might wanna find in the future. So I'm gonna go through this alphabetically, and yeah, again, I don't still have all of the books, all of the 18 books, so I apologize for that. I will leave a list down below. But okay, so we start off with for me with the Brontes, and I don't know why, but I have read Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and I have read Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, and this is all I've read of the Brontes. Charlotte Bronte has a few more novels out, and then of course there's Anne Bronte, who I haven't read anything by, and that is something I really, really do want to rectify in the future. And I'd also like to read more by Charlotte Bronte. I think Emily Bronte has some poetry, but I tend to think of people as either being Jane Eyre people or Wuthering Heights people. It seems like people are either drawn to one book or the other, but they are definitely both worth your time. Okay, the next one, and I have the annotated edition of this. I actually have multiple editions of this book. But this is the annotated Alice. Katie's list has Alice's adventures in Wonderland. This contains not only that, but also Through the Looking Glass. I think we often forget that Alice in Wonderland is a Victorian novel, and this annotated edition, oh my gosh, you guys, it totally blew me away. There's so much in Alice in Wonderland that we in the 21st century don't know. The references have been lost, and so this annotated edition is really, really worthwhile in terms of kind of unlocking some of the I don't know, puzzles, secrets, different things about Alice in Wonderland that I just love. So the next one is Wilkie Collins. I have read The Woman in White. I've also read The Haunted Hotel. That was not on her list. And I can't find either of them on the shelf. I don't know what happened to them, but they did not really leave a lasting impression on me. And so, yeah, I want to try maybe The Moonstone, which I think is Wilkie Collins' other really famous book. Katie also recommends another one called Man and Wife. And so, yeah, I'm curious about that. But Wilkie Collins, I think I gave it like maybe 3 stars on Goodreads when I read it before. But maybe it's time to give Wilkie Collins another chance. The next author is Dickens. And Katie picked more Dickens than any other author. And of course, one of the ones she picked, I haven't read yet. So I am slowly trying to read all of Dickens' novels. So I'm reading Oliver Twist right now. And then after that, I will have 3 chunky Dickens novels left to read. But of the ones on Katie's list, I have read Bleak House, which I just absolutely consider a masterpiece. I have no idea. This is one of those books I just don't know. I don't know how Dickens wrote it. Great Expectations, which I've read, I think I read it for Victober in the past. This was a book when I was first supposed to read it in college. I think I just gave up. I'm not sure, but I had a terrible, terrible teacher. And this is the book that made me think that I did not like Charles Dickens. And of course, all things have changed since then. But this was on her list, and I do think this is a lot of people's first introduction to Charles Dickens. A Tale of Two Cities, which if you haven't read, you really should read before anyone spoils it for you. Like, that's all. Anytime someone talks to me about A Tale of Two Cities, I'm like, you should read that now. So anyway, this is Dickens' one kind of historical novel. And it's excellent. I mean, I love all of these books. And of course, because Katie's Katie, she had to include Our Mutual Friend, which is, as she says, like a vastly underrated Dickens novel. It is excellent. I think I gave it 4 stars. I think there was something, I can't remember now, that kind of tripped me up a little bit. Next book is Middlemarch by George Eliot. I don't have a copy. So I think I'm just going to pass on that. I know how many of you love Middlemarch, and I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. There's like two books on this list that I've read that I know so many of you love. And I just can't. I just don't. But anyway, it's okay, right? Like, there's definitely enough Victorian literature to go around. So then we get to Elizabeth Gaskell, and Katie's list includes Cranford, which is a wonderful, gosh, it's almost a Victorian misread kind of thing. I mean, obviously this came before misread books, but like, you know, it's a village life, and, you know, just these different households, and yeah, like it's kind of gossipy, but it's a really, really delightful book. And then of course, one of my favorite Victorian novels is North and South, which, as Katie said, could be viewed as a Victorian Pride and Prejudice. It is just, it's not perfect. I admit that it's not a perfect book, but I love it so much that I forgive it for every flaw in it. So if you have not read this one, then you are missing out. The other book that I have read by Gaskell that, again, I don't own it anymore, is Wives and Daughters, which is the other book on this list that all of you just love. I can't believe how much love there is for Wives and Daughters on Booktube, but it just did not sit well with me. And yeah, so we won't go. It's okay. You can love Wives and Daughters, and I cannot, and all can be well, okay? All right, so then the next one is, this is the only Thomas Hardy book that I've read that was on Katie's list. This is Far from the Madding Crowd, Oh, Thomas Hardy. Ooh. I tend to think of Thomas Hardy the way I do about a few other Victorian authors, that he's pastoral, but man, it's bleak. Sometimes it's really, really bleak. We do also own Tess of the D'Urbervilles, which I have not read. And The Mayor of Casterbridge is another one that I'd be curious to read. But Jude the Obscure, you probably won't ever see on this channel. And then some more recent reads. I think it was last year, I think, again, that I read Uncle Silas by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. And man, this is such a creepy book. I had a different edition of it when I read it, but I really think Jason will like it, and so I asked him to pick a cover and an edition that he would like to read, and this is the one that he picked, which is definitely super creepy, but this is a great book. It's if you're looking for something where Victober and Halloween kind of meet, I would definitely recommend Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. He also wrote a bunch of short stories, novellas, including Carmilla, which is included in this ancient Best Ghost Stories edition by, again, Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. This is a super old Dover edition. I thought about getting a newer edition, but I couldn't find any nice ones. And I definitely couldn't find any that I felt had all of the stories that were included this, so I just decided to keep it. Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu, he is so good at making things just creepy, just really, really creepy. So I didn't love all the stories in this, and this is not this book is not on Katie's list, but Carmilla, which is quite it definitely takes up a good portion of the book, but it is in here. Anyway, it is considered, it's the first vampire story. So lots of times we tend to think that Dracula is the first vampire story, but actually, nope. It's only Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu wrote Carmilla before Dracula, which is the let's see, I think that's, oh no, I have these out of order. Oops. Okay, so Robert Louis Stevenson, Treasure Island. I actually really liked Treasure Island. I mean, I didn't love it, but it is one of those books I tend to forget is a Victorian novel. And I just felt like this book delivered on the promises of it. Like, it's a pirate novel and there's, treasure they're looking for. And yeah, I can definitely see why, this might be taught in schools, or younger people might be drawn to this book. But yeah, I don't know, again, it was just kind of one of those books I felt like delivered on its promises of a good rollicking pirate story. So it's been quite a while since I've read it. Almost to the end. So the next one, and this is one of those broad view editions that Jason got, and so think what you want of the cover. But this is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I read this a while ago. I read this in conjunction with another novel called Fangland, which was supposed to be like a retelling of Dracula, and I did not like it. I'm not sure really, it's been so long since I've read Dracula, that I'm not really sure what I thought of it. I probably should reread it at some point. Oh, and do we even have a Dracula bookmark in here? Maybe not. Anyway, so yeah, Dracula I think is worth reading just for the fact of it's referenced so often in other places. Yeah. And then the last book on the list, oh my goodness, and I don't own a copy of this, but I read it a very, very long time ago, and I probably am due for a reread, and that's Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray. For some reason, I feel like I read this in middle school, which is very, very surprising to me. Yeah, so it's been a very, very long time, but I still remember it. It was a very creepy book. And again, maybe I didn't read it for school. Maybe my mom talked to me about it. I'm not sure. But anyway, Oscar Wilde is one of those authors I definitely need to read more by. I have his complete short fiction that I bought for Victober, and I have not read any of. But yeah, The Picture of Dorian Gray, it's an excellent book from what I remember, but again, probably time for a reread. So anyway, I would love to know how you felt about Katie's list, if you felt like there was something missing, if your favorite Victorian novel was on there, how if you want, you can share how many books you've read. I think my friend Joe has read like 33. But it's also just a great list to, again, get ideas about what kind of Victorian literature might you pursue in the future that's not as well known. A lot of the authors on her list I have never seen in a bookstore. Granted, some of them I didn't know they were Victorian authors, so I didn't really look for them, but definitely will in the future. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about this video, as well as, yeah, like what you think of the list down below in the comment section. As always, if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave an emoji or give this video a thumbs up. I do appreciate it, but I do love engaging with you in the comment section. Booktube, remember to be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, be kind to others, be gentle to others, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.